take a moment to arrive wherever you are, however you are, and let your body find a position that feels supported and at ease. And if it feels comfortable, allow your eyes to close or soften your gaze. Let your breath meet you just as you are. With every inhale, allow a little more space inside of you. And with every exhale, invite a softening, no pushing, no pressure, just softening. Inhale, create more space, and exhale, softening. And as you breathe, simply notice what is it here right now. Perhaps you feel sensations, perhaps you feel emotions, or maybe you notice a quiet, still emptiness. If all you feel is nothing, that's okay. Numbness is an experience, a way your system takes care of you. You don't have to force feeling. You don't have to wake yourself up before you're ready. Just notice what it is without judgment. If it feels okay, you might place a hand on your chest or on your belly, somewhere where it feels grounding, and feel the warmth of your own touch. And remember that you are here. Even if part of you feels far away, another part is present, listening now. What if this moment is enough? No pressure to snap out of it or demand to feel more. Just quiet knowing that you are allowed to meet yourself exactly as you are. Beneath the numbness, there may be feelings resting, waiting. We won't go looking for them yet. For now, just simply give them permission to be there. And let your breath settle naturally, without effort. And when you are ready, begin to gently notice the room around you, carrying with you one simple truth. Even when you feel far away, you're still here. Welcome to today's session, Feeling Numb or Checked Out, How to Reconnect with Life. Now, there are times when life feels far away. When you are making through the day as if on autopilot, doing all the right things but feeling strangely disconnected inside. Maybe you are present in the body but absent in spirit, as if you're behind a glass panel watching your own life happen. If you've wondered why you feel so little, even when you want to feel more, you're not alone. Today what we will do is we'll explore why this happens, what your mind might be protecting you from, and how you can begin to gently find your way back to presence, back to life, connecting with life. This is not about forcing yourself to snap out of it. It's about understanding the wisdom behind numbness, learning how to reconnect with life at a pace that feels safe. And from this grounded awareness, we'll move into a guided inner process using IFS. Don't worry if you haven't been here before or you don't know what is IFS, I'll guide you. And that will be followed by gentle sound healing, and then we will come back for any reflections or questions that may be there. So for now, just take a breath and just arrive. There's nothing to prove here, just a space to be with yourself differently. Now let's get into understanding a little bit, why do we numb out or disconnect? Have you ever been in the middle of a conversation saying all the right things, nodding, smiling, but deep down you weren't really there? It's like watching life from behind a window. People are close, but something inside feels far away. Maybe you have felt this when doing things you used to do, like hobbies or work, or even being with people you care about. But suddenly they feel flat, hollow, or meaningless. And that quiet emptiness is inside. But it's not a failure, and it's not a weakness. That's a protective response. When we feel emotionally numb or checked out, it's often because some deeper part of us, usually shaped out of past experiences, especially in childhood, has decided that feeling is not safe right now. Let's make this clear. This is not your fault. This is your system protecting you. Just like our bodies know how to flinch when there's a danger, the mind also knows how to shut down certain feelings when they become too much. And that numbness is often a freeze response, like an inner pause button. Now, the inner shutdown often gets misjudged as being cold, as being lazy, disconnected, or even depressed. But in truth, it's a form of inner protection. It's your psyche saying something like, until I know you're safe, I will hold back feelings. And here is something many people don't realize. When you feel, when you numb your pain, you often numb joy too. And that's the cost. The protective shield that blocks hurt actually also blocks happiness. We may feel safe, but we may stop to be fully alive. Now, when life becomes overwhelming, whether it's a form from a very painful event or years of relentless stress, something inside of you may pull the plug on emotional intensity. It's like an emergency brake, not because you're broken, but because you're brilliantly wired for survival. And in extreme stress, your system might freeze or disconnect to prevent emotional flooding. Take an example, a child who grows up in a house full of unpredictable anger might learn to disconnect emotionally to survive. Even as an adult, when their partner raises their voice, that same childlike may take over, numbing out, going quiet, or dissociating. Not because the adult is unsafe, but because the nervous system remembers. Or take someone who went through a painful breakup. Their mind goes blank in days after. And friends may ask you, are you okay? And they say, I don't feel anything. That's not because they didn't love. It's because love, grief, and abandonment are too painful to process all at once. And the system says, let's go numb for now. So when you have been, what you have been calling numbness is actually a form of care from within. It's a protective part saying, I will hold your feelings for now until you can handle better. It's like, actually like the same reason when some people feel disconnected in the middle of a crisis. Is a shield, not a defect. Take an example in the hospital world. A nurse working in emergency care learns to detach emotionally in order to function in a very high stress moment. Later she wonders why she didn't cry at home. But with that numbness is simply her protective mode that is still switched on and didn't get switched off. So today isn't about ripping away that protection or forcing you to feel more. It's about getting curious about the state, understanding its protection mechanism, exploring gently how to reconnect where it feels right and when it feels right. And we are going to meet the numbness not as an enemy to fight, but as like an old friend who has been working overtime for you. Because somewhere underneath that numbness is still you. Now, what is cost of staying numb? When you've been through enough of pain, going numb can feel like a relief. It's quieter, calmer, no big highs, no big lows. For a while, that can feel safe. In the beginning, this is safety. Your system is protecting you from being overwhelmed. But when numbness becomes the default mechanism, safety turns into disconnections. And the thing about numbness is it just doesn't mute the pain. It also mutes everything, including joy. So you become an observer of your own life instead of becoming a participant to it. So take an example. A parent goes through motion of playing with their child. If is numb, feels inside nothing. Later they may feel guilty, wondering, why can't I enjoy this? Because life begins to feel like a movie you're watching and not a story you're living. And loved ones may get sense that you are not there. And this creates distances, misunderstanding, and loneliness on both sides. Example, a partner may share a good news and you smile, but they feel your energy is flat. And over time, they stop sharing, thinking you don't care. And conversation then start to become, surface level, and connections become much more mechanical, and distancing starts to happen. And the longer you stay disconnected, the more your world narrows. Isolation grows, you feel numbness, numbness feels like deeper isolation, and depression or hopelessness can quickly take root. So take an example, after a job loss, someone disconnects to cope. Months later, their social life has shrunk. They have lost motivation. And the numbness has become their normal. Now, numbness was a wise adaptation, a survival strategy that worked when you needed it most. Now it may be keeping you actually away from the very things that bring you meaning or joy. The good news is, just as your mind learned to disconnect, it can learn to reconnect gently, safely at its own pace. So there's a hope, because underneath the numbness, you are still there. You are still capable of joy, love, and aliveness. And today's are not about, as I said, about tearing down your protection. It's about learning how to slowly, respectfully, with curiosity and compassion, open the door again. So how do you find your way back? And if you've been feeling numb or checked out, please hear this. There's a way back. And it doesn't have to be forced, doesn't have to be dramatic or fast. In fact, the way back is often more like thawing ice rather than flipping a switch. Numbness is your system saying, let's be careful here. So the return to feeling must also be careful, respectful, and paced. The first step is simply noticing without judgment that you feel disconnected. Instead of saying, I should feel more, you can say, right now, I notice I feel I'm far away. Awareness softens the hold of numbness that it has on you. For example, a person realizes that when friends invite him or her out, the first instinct is to say no. Not because he or she doesn't care, but because there's a part that is protecting the energy. Just noticing this pattern starts to shift it. So your system will not open up all at once, but you can start by inviting in small, safe moments of connections. For example, sensory grounding. Feel your feet on the ground, on the floor, noticing the texture of your clothes or the sound of your breath. Gentle pleasure, listening to a song you love, holding a warm mug, watching sunlight across the room, grounding, laying on a grass or hugging a tree. So take an example. Someone who has been feeling empty starts taking a walk each morning, hugs a tree, lies on the grass. At first it feels mechanical, but over time they notice the sound of the birds again. That's the thawing of the ice beginning. And sometimes connection comes more easily in the presence of someone safe, a friend, a therapist, or a group like this one. Okay? When another person can hold space for you without pushing, your system begins to learn it's okay to be here. It's okay to feel. So this isn't about forcing joy or fixing yourself. It's about showing your protective part that life can be safe enough to engage with it again. So each small step towards presence tells your system it's okay now, you're safe enough to come home. So you see, numbness isn't your enemy, it's a guardian that one stepped into to protect you from overwhelm, from emotional pain, from experience that felt too much to bear at that time. And it's not here to harm you, it's here to keep you safe. But today you have a choice to relate to it differently, not with frustration, but with curiosity, not with pressure, but with kindness. So as we move into the next part of the session, I will invite you to gently turn inwards. And we are not here to force anything or to break down any walls. We are here to listen. So before we begin, I leave you with these two questions, the one you would have received in advance. When you notice yourself numb or checked out, what usually helps you to realize you are in that state? And in moments when you have been able to gently come back from feeling numb, what seemed to help you reconnect, even a little? These questions are not to solve or just to notice. Let them be these like small lanterns guiding you into your own inner landscape. So we'll explore this together, slowly, respectfully, with care. So take a comfortable breath. Look into this question, see what comes up, and then we will begin the inward journey. Before we begin, I invite you to keep some simple art materials nearby, a paper, color pencils, crayons, markers with you, whatever feels right for you. You will use this later to represent your numb parts. The act of giving an external physical form to this experience can make something vague and internal feel more concrete and accessible. So take a moment to just see if you can bring this with you. Keep it next to you. So take a moment now to feel yourself into a comfortable position and let your body begin to settle. Allow your breath to soften and allow your attention to turn gently inwards. You don't need to do anything or be any particular way. Just allow yourself to arrive in this space as you are. And let your next inhale bring a little bit more presence. And let your exhale invite a little bit more ease. And if it feels safe, you can close your eyes or soften your gaze. Let the outside world quiet down just for now. Now visualize a safe and a comforting space. This can be a space you visited, can be a person, can be an event, or something you can create in your imagination. Feel the safety and peace of this place deeply inside your body. Notice the sensation of warmth, security, and calmness gently surround you. Now gently invite into your awareness the part of you that feels numb, distant, or checked out. You don't need to dig or force, just softly ask inside, is that numb part here with me now? Pause and notice. It might not appear as a strong feeling. It might come as an image, a color, shape, texture, a blank space or emptiness, a body sensation, or simply the absence of a feeling. Whatever shows up, know that this is just a part of you, not all of you, so invite it in. As you notice this part, gently turn your attention towards it. See if you can relate to it something in or around your body or in your inner landscape. As an image, color, shapes. And ask inside, how do I feel towards this part right now? You might notice curiosity or frustration, kindness, uncertainty. Just notice how you feel towards this part. And if another voice or a part comes in, perhaps one that says, this is silly, I don't know how to do this, just notice that too. You can gently let this part know, I see you, I'll come back to you later. For now, I want to hear from this numb part. So see if you can focus on your numb part and say something like, I see you, I'm here with you now, I'd like to understand you, and I'm curious to know more about you. And now gently ask this part, I'm curious to know, what is your intention for me? What do you want for me? And take a moment to hear what comes up. Stay curious. Now ask a follow-up question. I'm curious to know, what are you afraid would happen if you didn't keep me numb? What are you trying to protect me from? Ask a follow-up question. What is that biggest fear you hold for me? What are you afraid would happen, which will be so big, the biggest fear you have for me, if you didn't keep me numb? The answer may have come as a word, an image, a memory, a shape, or a sensation. Sometimes numbness protects from pain, overwhelm, shame, or loss. Let the part know, thank you for telling me. I didn't realize how hard you've been working to protect me. So acknowledge its presence and notice how it feels. And I have a follow-up question. I'm curious to know, how long have you been doing this job for me? So you're asking the numb part, I'm curious to know, how long have you been doing this job for me? Do you remember how old was I when you first took on this role? What was happening in my life then? Whatever comes up, hold it gently. How old was I when you first took on this role? What was happening then? Acknowledge what came back to you and see if you can feel some form of compassion. And you might say something like, you shouldn't have to carry that alone. I'm here with you. And now if you're ready, take the paper and the pens and the crayons and create a visual representation of your numb part. It can be abstract, colors, lines, shapes, or something symbolic. You might draw it as a form, paint its atmosphere, or make a collection of small images just to express it. Take a moment to create. It doesn't need to be pretty or artistic. Take a moment to create a representation of your numb part on a piece of paper using pen, crayons. Continue creating it and notice how it feels to bring this inner experience into physical form outside of you. This is not about pushing the numb part away. It's about honoring it and making it visible. As you begin to finish, look at what you are making and notice any new insights, feelings, or connection that may arise. And give this picture a name to represent the numbing part. And you might say inwardly or aloud, This is you. I see you. I know you now with your name. This is you. I see you. I know you now with your name. And I'll keep connecting with you and keep listening. Now, from this place of connection, ask your numbing part, do you actually want to keep this doing this job? Do you actually want to keep doing this job? Or have you been afraid to stop? What would help you feel safe enough to ease up a little? What do you need from me now? Let the answer come through. What would help you to feel safe enough to ease up a little? What do you need from me now? Take a final moment to thank this part and say, I hear you, you matter, you're not alone anymore, I'll keep checking in. And see if you can let your breath anchor this connection between you and this part. And let your body receive it. And if you like, offer a short phrase to yourself. I'm here now. I'm the one who can lead with care. I'm here now. I'm the one who can lead with care. And when you're ready, slowly return to the space around you. Feel your feet on the floor. And you can gently open your eyes when it feels right. And then we will move into the sound healing. Okay, so we will begin with the sound healing. For those of you who are not aware of it and you're new, just be aware this is a disclaimer. If you are going through chemotherapy or you had a head injury, you may be sensitive to sound, so just lower the volume or log off, whatever feels right for you. So we are going to take next 15 minutes to do what is called biofield tuning using tuning forks. How does it work? For those of you new, basically we have this biofield, you see the torus, and as per this system or process, basically all the challenges and difficulties are in the biofield. And we use tuning fork to find and release. And how it will work is that I will start by opening the center below the feet so that we actually open the channel first from below the feet and also ground you, and then open on top of the head to connect you to the divine, and then to have the connection through into earth, and all the chakras are all connected, at least from a sound point of view. And then we'll run a pendulum to understand, based on the topic of the day, which chakra or which energy center we are going to work today. And the pendulum tells, so it can be whatever, one of the 7 centers. And whichever center comes up, I will tell you which one is we are going to work, and also the underlying emotional aspect, which are held into the biofield. Okay, which is, so on the extreme right or left is a point when you were conceived, and then you come in, and just next to the body is your present moment. And I will just take you through ages, whatever comes up. I will tell you an age, and sometime also an emotion that comes up, and see if it reflects to you, makes sense to you. And if it does, just bring it into your awareness and use the sound to release it. And how you can do that is using breath. So what you do is you take your breath deep inside, and then you breathe out forcefully and release it out. Okay. And you can, before we start now, think of a positive wish, a wish that you would like, and that starts to work as well. So you can do that now. And the other thing you can also do is when you feel sometimes a heavy emotion, then what you can do is to do something like and that also helps to release. Okay, if you have not been here, experience it. It's an interesting one. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to stop the video. You'll only hear me now. And we start from below the feet. I'm going to start with 144 hertz. And then in the field, light, right or left, whatever comes up, I'm going to use 174 hertz to release. Okay, here we go. Think about a wish. So we will start below the feet. Here we go. So I'm actually now pointing tuning fork below your feet, through your backbone to the top of the head, to open the channel from below, and also to connect to Mother Earth. Okay, so take a breath and just sense the sound going through your feet, through your backbone to the top of your head. And notice what it feels to you, how it senses to you. Okay, take a breath. And I'm going to now ground you, connect you to Mother Earth. So we're going to go to the top of the head and do the same. So now I'm pointing onto your head, so you can open the channel through your backbone, through your feet into earth. So sound is entering top of your head, going through your backbone into the earth, through your feet. And just sense what you feel. Take a breath. Okay, so now you are not going to hear anything because I'm running a pendulum. Start with the feet and then we go up. Check which center to work today based on the what has to be cleared for you today. Okay, wants to work on the sacral, the second center, which is just below the navel or around the navel. And wants to work on the right side of your navel. Okay, so the right side is guilt, shame, or low self-esteem. That's what is coming up today. So we are going to go into that. So I will start from the point of your when you were conceived and then go inside. Go into different timelines and see what comes up. And I'm going to use 174 hertz. Okay, so here we go. So I'm on the right side of your navel, about 6 feet out. Point of being conceived. When you first come into the world. It usually happens. There's a lot of, it's a searing pain in the head, which always talks about somebody has an objection for your coming. It can be a father or father-like figure. And he's saying that the objection is not, it's even unknown to the father or father-like figure. It's like deeply subconscious. So it's not overt, but it's felt by the little one. He's not saying I don't accept you, but somehow he's afraid to accept you, if that makes sense. And this creates a lot of fear in you. So if that made sense, just stay with that. I'm going to use another tuning fork to clear it up. Take a breath. Okay, so that seemed to... The fear still remains, but the pressure from the father-like figure is diminished. And the fear starts to diminish as well. Okay, so now at the birth. Okay, so the birth is always chaotic for a little one. So see in your own way if you can welcome the little one. See the little one there, coming into the world. And in your own words, from where you are, welcome the little one. And thank everybody around the little one, the parents, the nurses, the hospital, if you're in hospital, whoever is around, surrounding, bringing the little one in, just thank them. But most important, welcome the little one. Let him or her know you are welcoming. You are very pleased that he or she came. Express your love and appreciation. Yeah. And if it feels heavy, take a breath. That helped. So you are 15 years old, 15 or 16, that range. A lot of guilt and shame, and even low self-worth. Again, the father-like figure, or father, is in the picture. Somehow is impacting, directly or indirectly. Take a breath. And somehow looks like, feels very alone. It's like nobody behind me to back me up. A lot of pain in the back. So if you can now, if that's true for you, give an assurance. Say, I am here. I will hold you and back you. You're telling the 15, 16-year-old. You're not alone. I'm here. I'm going to back you. Okay, so that helped. Again, 26, 7, 25, 26, 7, yeah. Let me tell you more precise. Yeah, 26. A lot of fear and uncertainty. If all you can do is to hold the hand of the 26-year-old and let her or him know he's not alone, and together holding hand, just release whatever is holding on to. Use the sound to release. Breath. I'm going to use another tuning fork to help release. Okay, we continue. Okay, so now coming to present moment. Now, just now. Whatever is holding you back, allow the sound to melt it away for you. Okay, so now we are in your father's legacy. So, when the father went through his childhood, in pain he went through, that created legacy for you. That's what you see now. So see if you can acknowledge and possibly send love to your father. Because when he was little, he was going through a lot of pain. And that is held in your system. Okay. Now whatever we have collected, we are going to clean it up, release it out. Take a breath. Yeah, it is actually near your navel area. That's where you hold everything. Okay, now we are going to release it out. Okay, so we will start to close. So we'll keep the body protected so it can continue to process over the next 48-72 hours. And surround you in a cocoon of 528 hertz. Let yourself simply be with what is here. Maybe something inside feels a little lighter. Maybe there's still uncertainty, distance, or tenderness. All of it is welcome. Bring to your mind the part of you that showed up today, the part that feels numb, distant, or quietly protecting you. Let it know gently, you are heard. You don't have to do this alone anymore. I'm here with you. And if it feels right, place a hand on your heart or on your belly or both, and feel the ground beneath you steady and safe. And silently offer yourself these truths. I can move forward gently. No part of me will be left behind. I'm learning to lead with care. I can move forward gently. No part of me will be left behind. I'm learning to care. I'm learning to lead with care. And let those words echo softly inside, like a quiet promise. And when you're ready, allow your awareness to return to the space around you. Open your eyes gently and carry this simple knowing with you. You are leading from within, and that's enough. Welcome back.